Hi, I'm Angel and welcome back to my Minecraft Java playthrough. If you enjoyed today's video, I'd really appreciate if you subscribe and like the video. Anyway, first I started looking at the advancement tree since it's different to the bedrock ones, and I bred the cows to get the parrots and bats advancement. Luckily, these cows were already here from the villages, so it didn't take too much to breed them. And since I skipped stone and went straight to iron, I went to go make that. Ironic that the advancement is getting an upgrade while I have a diamond pick in my hotbar. Look at me messing around with a shield, as if I don't know how to use one. One thing that I did notice is that one of the achievements have changed now. It used to be, I believe, that you had to tame 5 wolves, but now it's tame all of the different type of wolf variants, which makes sense as it comes up with the new update. So I wanted to start making progress on the achievement where you have to breed all of the different types of animals. And since there's a pen already in the village, I decided that breaking some of the hay around and using that pen to capture some animals would be a good use of my time. Because look at how much hay there is in this pen. So since the pen the cows were in was so small, I planned to put chickens in there and move them over to the big pen. But they didn't really want to cooperate. So yeah. Yeah, one thing about Java animals is that I don't know if it's actually different or if it's me tripping myself, but I feel like the AI in the animals is different because Java animals just don't listen or follow you at all, and they have such a hard time going through fences and gates. I got some chickens that were wandering around and put them in what was previously the cow's pen. And this villager almost got caught up with the chickens. Anyway, then I went searching off for some sheep. And since we're on a plains, it was really easy for me to find some sheep just wandering around. And I lured them all the way to the pen the cows were in. And now we're a couple more animals closer to that advancement. Lighting up the village so that other villagers don't die. Also, for some reason, there must be a really scared villager somewhere in the town because the villagers keep spawning in iron golems. So then I went to go explore around the area. I didn't want to explore across the ocean just because that seems like a long voyage, so I just went around the mountain that we see before. And we ran into one of the new wolf variants. I think he's a wood wolf, but he's pretty cute. Unluckily, I don't have any bones, so I couldn't get him, but it's okay. While I'm exploring, I actually did want to talk about one of the things that I didn't think I would have to worry about. Even though I played Bedrock, I would play on my iPad and I would have a keyboard connected to it. However, I never thought that movement would be a problem for me, but it strangely is, just because I'm not used to pressing Control to sprint. Although you can double tap forward to sprint, it gets like stopped at some points if you like jump or walk into a block. And so sometimes you just lose sprint in the middle of nowhere, and it's very strange for me. And it's definitely one of the things I'm not used to switching over. I was kind of disappointed to see that there was just ocean surrounding the entire place. My hopes in exploring was maybe finding a structure like a village or a pillager tower nearby, or just a different variant in biomes. However, unluckily, apparently I'm just surrounded by mountains and snowy tundras. Is it snowy tundras? Snowy tigers. Which was definitely not a biome I wanted to run into. But I did see a shipwreck inside of a glacier, so I decided to check that out. I feel like it's pretty bizarre to find a shipwreck spawned in a glacier, because normally they're in like at the bottom of the ocean or in beaches, but this is like it's just straight up in a glacier. And definitely not in a Titanic way, it is upside down in a glacier. I have no idea whoever drove this ship, but they did something extraordinary to get that ship up there. Fortunately, all that was inside was some TNT paper, and another set of Curse of Binding pans, which I still had on me, so I didn't really feel like replacing the ones I had. Not like I could if I wanted to. And then I found another buried treasure map, which after the last one I did not want to use. Passing by some polar bears. Anyway, after wandering around the glaciers, I had to admit defeat and walk back into the spruce forest. Now, I saw an azalea tree when I was on the glaciers, but when I reached shore, I could not find it for the life of me, so I just ended up wandering off and killing some pigs. Now, unfortunately, I forgot to bring a bed, so I was desperately trying to look for a village while the sun was setting. But luckily, in the distance, I saw some light, and thankfully, it was a village. I did accidentally use my shield. Still very bad with it there. Come morning time, I decided to explore the village. Explore, quote unquote. Definitely not raid. And steal all their bread. While exploring the village, I ran into these cute baby testificates jumping around in bed, and they were absolutely adorable. Look at this pair of villagers. Oh my gosh. Anyway, I ran into a forest fire, and just for the safety of my chunks and my ping loading, I quickly went to try and put it out, or at least disconnect it from the rest of the forest, because I did not want a rampage forest fire spreading through the area. But I was definitely panicking because there are a lot of trees in this area. Anyway, I think it's very stupid that lava can spawn right next to trees and just start a forest fire like that. At this point, I was desperately trying to find a different biome because I genuinely hate how big tiger biomes are. I genuinely hate them so much. I think at this point I was frustrated that I couldn't find a different biome, so I just decided to go home. And I stupidly thought that this must be the mountain that I can see from my house, so I just need to climb over it and I'll be able to get to home. How wrong I was. So I started trekking up the mountain, only to get to the top and see even more snowy mountains, which was definitely not the sight I was expecting to see. Anyway, even though I didn't have the chords of harm noted down at all, I just decided that my best bet was to go to 0-0, and hope that was somewhere near spawn. I ran into an azalea tree and I just realized that basically under this entire mountain were lush biomes. And then I ran into what I think is a new wolf variant, which is a snow wolf. And then I ran into another variant of wolves, which were what I thought snow wolves were gonna look like, but were much ashier and grayer. Anyway, I began to see familiar land and not a snowy plain. And then I ran into another village, which was very surprising to see, and at a perfect time too, because it was about to become night again. And then I strangely enough found this house that was completely filled in. At the village, I decided that maybe this was the mountain that was the one I saw from home, because so far, although I had run into plains, I did not see what looked like home. But luckily, after scaling the mountain, I saw the familiar color of cherry blossoms. And we have finally arrived safely back at home, and we're able to put all of the awesome things that we collected on our journey back. And I realized that I had enough obsidian to quickly repair the ruined portal that was right outside of our village. So while getting the achievement of going into the Nether, I also got the achievement of getting crying obsidian. And so I quickly stepped inside just to check out what the Nether spawn would be like. And luckily, it wasn't terrible for once. Normally the Nether spawns me in horrible places, but this time we spawned in a pretty neutral area with a crimson forest and a blue forest nearby. After a quick stroll around just to make sure there wasn't another fortress or a bastion incredibly close by the spawn, I decided to go back home. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, I'd really appreciate it if you subscribed and liked, and I hope you come back to watch more of my videos. Bye!